Well, hello and welcome back to the Town Manifesting Tarot. This is the most in depth reading that you are going to get on a metaphysical level, period. Probably the most grounded in reality as well, but we're focused on tarot. This is the most critically thoughtful tarot reading on the internet, the Tao Manifesting Tarot. We focus on tarot frequency because that provides our ultimate destination in this reading. This is where we're headed. I've done tarot for over 20 years, and from my experience, it doesn't predict anything meaningful. What it does do, however, is highlights your potential. It is the science of potential, possibility. Life is choice. And I don't mean that solidly across the board. There is a thing called fate. If you bother to peek behind the curtain, you will see that that is operating all of the time. Everybody. Fate steps in. John Lennon of the Beatles said, "Life is what happens while you're busy doing other things." He was exactly right. We have a life path. Now, whether we choose it, it's given to us, I don't know. But from birth forward, we have a life path. Now, I've also done astrology and numerology, which is part of this reading and every tarot reading, because those things I've done for over 50 years and have determined that those are the science of cycles. Within cycles, within cycles, within cycles, within cycles makes it very, very difficult to separate, which is why using the astrology here in this tarot reading, I will use it as a basic guideline, a basic map to the destination, which is the tarot energy, the frequency, your ability to manifest. The human imagination is our kryptonite. However, it is our choice along this path that fate provides for us as to how things work. Will we or won't we? Do we get in? Do we get out? That's what the tarot is all about, and that's why the tarot is our ultimate destination. There's no fantasy here. There are no rainbows, no unicorns, no magic, woo woo. It's reality in time, in this time in history. We are all here to do something. We are here at this critical point in human history where we can literally wipe ourselves right off the map. If you take a look, let's say 7,000 years, go back 7,000 years to time of the Younger Dryas and the Big Ice Age and all the rest of that, we can tell, or we have a fair record, not honest, not truthful, but we have enough information over the last 7,000 years to take a look at what we've done, where we've come. And this is the first time in that 7,000 year period where we literally can wipe ourselves off the map. We're poisoning ourselves right now, poisoning our food, our water, our air. We're on the verge of nuclear war. Then there's the robots. I mean, we're just hell bent for leather, man. We want to get the hell off the face of the earth, and we don't have the guts to say so. And that reminds me, you know, a lot of people talk about our lack of health, and it's pretty much worldwide, but certainly here in the United States, they've poisoned our food, poisoned our air, poisoned our water, poisoned society. And yet, when people talk about, let's say, diet, they focus on what you can't eat these foods, you can't do this, you can't bullshit. And people go to Italy all the time, or France or whatever. They eat the food there. They eat whatever they eat. They don't have any issues, any problems till they come back here in the United States. The bottom line that nobody wants to talk about, forget about your diet, forget about your exercise, forget about all that crap. That's interference. They want to kill us. They want us to be dead. They want us to die. They've said so out loud. And so, what we do in this tarot reading is focus on a time when they, with our cooperation, want to get rid of us. So that's why I don't have room for fantasy, rainbows, all that other kind of big picture thinking. Numerology, astrology, that's the atmosphere we come into. That's the energy we come into. It is our tarot choice, our potential, our kryptonite. What are we going to do with it? Okay, so you're in a shithole. So what are you going to do with it? You going to bitch and whine like a little baby, or are you going to decide to grab yourself by the gonads, get up and tackle it? Survive or give in. That's what we're facing. So I don't have time for these feel-good tarot readings. I want you to get the whole picture. I want you to get the feeling. And the astrology and numerology says we've been here before. Differently, wasn't exactly as it is right now, but we've been here before. Take a look at the Revolutionary War. We had two planets, Uranus and Pluto, in places they were just about 2 years ago. Takes about 250 years for those to touch because Pluto takes 250 years to go around the solar system. But look what's happened in the last couple of years, 2-3 years. Revolution. More now than ever. The world has had enough. Be interesting to see how we come through all of this. Okay, great. That is the same kind of energy we had in 1776. And by the way, France had in 1783. They also revolted. So we got that now. Where hell, they're burning down, blocking France, Spain, Britain. Million people out to walk, bitch, and complain. United States here on the verge of civil war. Oh, which, by the way, is a Neptune cycle that began in 1860 at the beginning of our Civil War, and it's back to the same spot. It takes about 160, 165 years to go all the way around. It's here now. What are we doing in America? We're on the verge of civil war. That thin veneer of civilization is crumbling every day. And then, of course, you have morons, and I do mean morons, and I'm being polite, like John Kerry, Bill Gates, who are at the World Economic Forum saying democracy is no good. Our form of democracy is no good. They have a better form of democracy. They want to tell us how to live because they should get rid of our Constitution. John Kerry said so. In essence, get rid of the Constitution. This free speech shit, that's crap. Confuses everything. They are out to destroy us. When are we going to get the message? So I don't have time for the bullshit crap most tarot and astrology readers are talking about. I don't have time for that. We are here right now. Today's reading talks about the human jigsaw puzzle, mending, fixing. That's where we're at right now. It should be obvious within the last week or so. We're at a crossover point. We are in the same energy we were 160 some years ago when Neptune first began this cycle with the Civil War. We are in a similar cycle with Pluto and Uranus for the Revolutionary War. Things have to change. It is your tarot that tells you on a day-to-day basis how you need to work with the energy. That's your potential. So today we're focusing on the human jigsaw puzzle, how to mend things if we can possibly do that. But before I get too involved, just want to let you know I'm getting some responses. Thank you, and thank you again. Tau-tarot@proton.me. That's my email, my one and only email, tau-tarot@proton.me. I wanted to get off the Gmail crap. Write me, good, bad, indifferent, doesn't make any difference. Thankfully, up to this point, been very flattering, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the fact that you recognize the hard work and effort I make every day. I mean, I focus on you, not me, you. Here's the energy. Here's what you can do today, may change tomorrow, but here's what you can do today to make movement in your life. So email me, good, bad, indifferent, doesn't make any difference. I'm not that sensitive. Tau-tarot@proton.me. Tau-tarot@proton.me. I thank you in advance for that. So let's get to it. We talked about the astrology. Let's get to it. The conquest of America is what you see on your screen. Astrologic. A couple of months ago, as I think we passed July 4th this year, know that we have one more year that we'll have a 250th anniversary celebration next July 4th, 2026. 250 years if we can keep it together. So I decided let's take a look at American history, but from an astrological, numerological point of view. Because it may give me some insight, and indeed it did. Right from the beginning, 1492, you had the European Jew bankers pay for Christopher Columbus to come here and try to conquer the New World, as we called it. From that time forward, the bankers have controlled things. Not entirely, but they've been a major influence, and for the negative. So it began with the formation of the Bank of England, 1600s. The Rothschild family and others gave the king the money he wanted for war, but in return they made up the Bank of England. It has nothing to do with king or queen or anything or England. It's a private bank. Bank of England. That's what they wanted. Why? Because as Meyer Rothschild said in 1803, the man who ran the Rothschild cartel, he said, you can do what you want with the government. I don't really care. Make all the laws you want. I want the money because ultimately I'll get my way. That's not an exact quote, but if you read the exact quote from Meyer Rothschild in 1803, you'll see that's exactly what it said. And in fact, that's the reason for the British American War in 1812, because the colonies gave him some crap about the Bank of the United States. He said, I'm gonna punish them. They're impotent. I'm going to punish them. Well, he lost again. But any person who has interfered with the Rothschild Bank, the Jewish European bankers, have suffered, have died. It started Andrew Jackson, 1830s and 40s. He said no to them. They tried to assassinate him. They failed. Abraham Lincoln, they got rid of him. He wasn't so much worried about the South. He could put parts and pieces together. It was the Jew European bankers who were his big enemies. He said so. McKinley. I think they even tried Teddy Roosevelt once. They tried to throw out FDR, but they didn't. But that takes us up to a time when they made the big change. 1913, they created the Federal Reserve. They took their opposition, the rich people, rich like them, maybe even richer, and they sunk them on the Titanic because they got the opposition out of the way. And these people do anything, doesn't make any difference. You cross them, they'll kill you and won't hesitate. So 1913, America was bought and sold. We started up immediately the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, for taxing. We got women to work so we could double the amount of income tax. We got into World War I, which was actually the first part of World War II, but they got their way. So that takes us up to the year 1965 through 1970. It was a 5-year period that I will call at the point of a gun. Again, was the bankers. 1965 to 1970 was the continuation of the assassination season. Yes, they got JFK in 1963, but then they got his brother, got Martin Luther King. It was open season. Assassination season at the point of a gun, 1965 to 1970. Counterculture was rising. We got to the moon, maybe. I don't know altogether now, but they say we did. Medicare and Medicaid began. Look what's happening. They're trying to attack that and tear it down. Students were rebelling. Too much power, counterculture. And you look at what has been going on in terms of the astrology, we see that Pluto and Uranus and Neptune in a very favorable position. Earth signs and water signs. Talked about a generational push. The kids wanted to go to utopia. The corporations, they wanted to go to control. At at bat. That was right there, the counterculture, the student rebellion. That's what it was all about. Corporation's going to win or the individual's going to win. And we also had Jupiter in a very friendly aspect to Saturn. Could have been to empower the individual or the corporation. That's really what 1965 and 1970 was all about. Unwritten, unheralded. It was the corporation versus the human being. And if you looked real closely, corporation's winning. Takes us to the meme of the day. We were talking about assassination season. JFK, RFK, MLK. Well, guess what? More of that going on. In Germany, the German press agency says that there have been a number of deaths. They got an election coming up in just a few days. 16 candidates running for office have been killed. Mysterious. They can't figure it out. 16 candidates. That's an impossibility. And in Mexico, in the last presidential election, 34 candidates were also killed. So, JFK, RFK, MLK, that was just the beginning. It was just warm up, man. Target practice. Germany, 16 candidates running in the next few days, all killed. In Mexico, last year, 34 candidates killed. I mean, what do I have to do to get you to understand? And we go to the missing link. There's this guy, Edward Bernays, who's a propaganda father or father of propaganda. He says the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in a democratic society. Wait. Edward Bernays is a liar, was a liar, manipulated. Public relations. He says it's important that we need conscious and intelligent manipulation of the masses. It's important. To who is it important? Or maybe it's to whom. You get the idea. The people who have the power, the people who have the money, just like Meyer Rothschild said, I don't give a damn what you do with government. Give me the money. Take a look at Washington as an example. Take a look at Europe's politicians as an example. The people who have the money are pushing it. Gates and Kerry are saying, hey, we got to get rid of the Constitution. This freedom shit is baloney. It's interfering with our work. And then you get 16 people in Germany running for office. They get killed. You get 34 people running from Mexico. They get killed. Are you beginning to get the idea? Let's go to the tarot reading. We got the High Priestess. That's the power of conscious programming, subconscious programming. Just like Edward Bernays was saying, the difference is, are you going to let them give you the line of bullshit, or are you going to decide to use your mentality, use your mind, use your purpose, use your power, and figure it out for yourself? We got the Knight of Swords. Knights always bring gifts. Swords are truth. People are beginning to wake up. They're walking away from this programming crap. They're beginning to think for themselves. They're acting with certainty. You can see it now. That's what kind of makes things very tense all around the world. And the final tarot card is a Six of Pentacles, generosity of spirit. Not so much with other people, but with yourself. Realize maybe I was led down a garden path. Maybe I've been programmed falsely. Maybe I need to take a look at what I believe and why. Because maybe once I get those answers, I will start to act wisely in my best interest, in the best interest of humanity. We will begin at that point to fix the human jigsaw puzzle, to mend things. Right now, we're getting people just reacting to the subconscious programming. They're not thinking. But what we're saying with the tarot is that's exactly what you got to do. The power of your subconscious. Tap into it. You begin to act with certainty. That gives you a generosity of spirit. You begin to forgive yourself. Once you do that, miracles happen. Oh, it's great. We're out of time. Thanks very much for you spending it with me. I always appreciate the fact that you do, and we do it together. Between now and the next time you and I get together, please remember to like and subscribe, and blessings.